Welcome to the first ever episode of Two Guys in a Cage, featuring my good friend Matt Johnson and myself. We are very excited, and we're going to get straight into the picks for UFC 274. All right. First up, added to the card, was just added yesterday. We have Andre Fialho and Cameron Vancamp. Andre Fialho, he just fought a couple of weeks ago. He asked for another short notice fight. Dana White granted it to him. Looking good. Cameron Vancamp, he's fought at 170 for most of his fights. He's coming down to 150. Wondering if he can make weight. He just got removed from the roster, I think, kind of like Chase Sherman, and now he's back on it. I'm not sure what's going on there. Andre Fialho, again, he's got that great boxing skills, great uppercuts in the clinch. He does get hit a few times, like he did against Miguel Baeza, so it is kind of a worry. He does have great leg kicks, but he doesn't really use them much. He has that great left hook, which he needs to watch out, which people need to watch out for. But again, he does have kind of a defensive worry. Cameron Vancamp, he likes to mix it up well, goes to the body and takedown. He switches his stance. He's got great cardio. He's got kind of a interesting movement, and he uses his punching power well. He leads with his hands a lot though, and he ducks to the right kind of bad, so that can be kind of some issues. Matt, what do you think?
So I was looking at this one. I'm gonna go with Fialho, definitely. It looks like it's Vancamp's debut, and the big lights. I've noticed a lot of debut fighters, they seem to have, even if it's a split second, just an adrenaline rush. They get a little dump. They start off slower than they usually do. I just think he fought Piera, and lost the decision, but it was still competitive. So I think he's going to get it. I think it's going to be a stand-up brawl, and I'm going KO.
Yeah, I like it. I think Andre's going to win as well. Yeah, I think Cameron's going to make a mistake. You're right that, big like jitters, he's just going to get nervous, man, for sure. Hey, it should be a good fight though. Hey, shout out to Size MMA, #1 camp in Colorado Springs. Come check us out. All right. Next up, we have Journey Newsom.
Nice little plug there.
And Fernie Garcia. What do you think about this fight, Matt?
So I know Garcia, he's very diverse. He's got 3 submissions, 1 KO, so maybe not, knockout power, but he's a pressure fighter. It's going to be a scrap, but I think he's going to mix in his wrestling, and he's going to grind and get points, and he's going to outpoint Newsom. Newsom is 0-2-1. He had a win, but it got overturned. So it's pink slip or win for him. But I just think Garcia is going to get that wrestling, mix it in, and he's going to send Newsom back to the regional circuit.
He's about to give him his walking papers for sure. Yeah. We just talked about debuting fighters. It is Garcia's debut, but he was in the LFA. I can't remember if he was a champion or something, but he comes from the LFA, which is a pretty high show. So he should be very good to go there. Like you said, he's got that great wrestling skills. And he mixes in his boxing. I just think Journey is going to be too small, and he's really easy to take down. And he's coming off of like a 1.5 year layoff, and he has a real bad knee injury. And I think that's what's going to do it for him. He doesn't have a lot of combos either.
He had surgery, right?
Yeah. I think
knee surgery.
Knee surgery. Yeah. So obviously he's not going to come back too soon, but knee issues can really affect you. It can affect your movement.
I'm bringing that up in the big fight,
Exactly.
The people's main event.
It's going to be a big issue. I think Fernie Garcia is just going to outvolume him. There is a big question to me. Journey has some power in his punches, and he's going to look for those big moments. And if he does land some of these big shots, how is Fernie Garcia going to come back from those shots? Can he handle them well? I just don't think that it's going to be too big of an issue, and Garcia is going to get the win.
Yeah, I think if Garcia doesn't, hide behind his jab for his level changes and his takedowns, it's going to be a long night for him. He's going to get pieced up. But from what I've seen, he's pretty good at mixing it in. So
absolutely, yeah,
get that dub.
Yes, sir. All right. Next up, we have Ariane Carnelossi. I'm so bad at these names. I'm horrible. There's Lupita Godinez. Man, AC, she is on a 2-fight win streak. She's got better offensive grappling. She's kind of bad at defensive grappling. Lupita, she was an LFA champion. She's got great resistance off her bag. She scrambles well. She has volume. Both of these women are very dynamic. I think whoever wins this fight is going to be the best win of their career. I think AC, she needs to kind of wait for her power shot moments. She has good cardio. She's a Muay Thai fighter. She's got crazy muscle. She's like one of the most tested by the athletic commission fighters ever, something like that. She can get kind of sloppy. She keeps her left hand low, and I think she got caught one of her recent fights because she just keeps her hand low. And man, I think this is an evenly matched fight. It's kind of a pick'em fight to me. Either fighter has a good chance at winning.
So I was thinking the same thing, and I'm gonna go with AC. I know she's an underdog, and this card, just looking at records and striking defense, it seems to be a favorites card. But I think this one,
right?
She lost to Angela Hill, but Angela Hill's no punk.
No, she's
got decent Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I mean, she is Brazilian, so it's in their blood. And like you said, Muay Thai, stand up. I think the past 2 fights KO'd. I think she's gonna get a third one. Again, like you said, it's a toss-up fight.
Yeah.
But AC looks like she hits like a Mack truck.
Man, it's crazy. It's scary. I would not want to get hit by her. Like, for sure. Not at all. Man, I like it. I like where your thoughts are at, for sure. Cool. All right. Next up, Kleydson Rodrigues versus CJ Vergara. What do you think?
All right. So Rodrigues, he's mentored by Big Nog.
Yes, and from Noguera.
So, yeah. So we know jiu-jitsu is on point. We know he could take hits. Vergara, I couldn't find much on him. I know he has done a lot of work in the regional, and I believe this is his either first or second fight in the UFC. Not much more than that, but I'm gonna go Rodrigues, and I just think he's gonna get a grappling match, and it's gonna be a boring fight, but for the casuals, it's gonna be a boring fight. It's gonna be very technical, and Rodrigues is gonna get it done.
I like Rodrigues too. I think he's going to take this one. He does have good striking. It is his debut. Man, I just think this guy's kind of a killer, man, to be honest. He's got lots of volume that he mixes in well. He's got lots of head kicks. He can throw a head kick from like the clinch position, which a good wrestler might be able to take him down. Which Vergara kind of is a good wrestler. He needs to get the takedown. He does kind of have some dirty boxing. I think this is going to be a wrestling match too. Like you said, they're going to be fighting for takedowns. He needs to get him against the cage, something like that. Kleydson Rodrigues, I think he moves too well to get stuck a bit up against the cage. I think he gets stronger as the fight goes on. Even though he does move well, there are times where he kind of plants both of his feet for a second, and he can get hit or taken down in those times. But overall, I think Rodrigues is a great prospect. and he's someone to look out for in the UFC. I think he's going to be in the UFC for a while. Unlike Vergara.
I think Dana White sees something in him because he was on the Contender Series. Typically, when you're on there, you don't get a contract unless you get a spectacular KO,
Right.
Sugar Sean, or if you get a decision, usually they invite you back.
You don't get
He got the decision. He got a contract.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and how often does that happen? Right, exactly.
yeah,
He was impressed, and I think that shows as well by the opponent that they have picked for him in his debut as well. Too,
yeah.
not too difficult of a task. Should be a relatively easy fight for him to win.
He's no Mike Jackson, but
Right. No one saw that guy winning either. So
no.
where did that come from? Man, interesting. Right. Next up, another women's MMA fight. Tracy Cortez versus Melissa Gatto. Man, Melissa Gatto, she's getting better. Her striking's catching up with her grappling. She's long. She's hard to deal with. I think her key to victory is, can she get a takedown? Man, Tracy Cortez, she's a grinder, man. She's a little bit trigger happy in my opinion, but she doesn't get tired. And I think that's why she just constantly goes for those huge shots all the time. Melissa Gatto has her striking is a little basic, but she can sub you quick. She's always attacking you on the ground. She kind of reminds me of Mackenzie Dern a little bit. Tracy Cortez, she doesn't kick much. She uses her wrestling, which she needs to use that to her advantage, which is kind of a dangerous game plan against Melissa Gatto. But I don't think she can win on her striking alone, and that's why she's going to have to use her wrestling. I just think that's a bad game plan, and that's why I'm going to pick Melissa Gatto to win this one. What about you?
Oh, we disagree, my friend.
Oh, hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
It was tough. Like, Gatto has the power that it could be a short night. But I'm going to get personal. Tracy Cortez is dating T-City.
Ortega, yeah.
Brian Ortega. His jiu-jitsu's got to rub off. I know she's in fight ready.
They've
And I believe Cejudo's fight ready.
Yeah.
Right, in Arizona. So she's got Cejudo wrestling. It's got to be with Gracie for jiu-jitsu. I just think her jiu-jitsu has gone leaps and bounds since her last fight, just because it's been, a few months, and you grow in a few months. So I think she's gonna get a decision. It's gonna be close, but I think she gets it done.
Nice. You think her wrestling's gonna be able to stand up? I just think Gatto's so good off of her back. I think if Gatto gets on top, she can end the fight quick, man. If she lands up in top position, she can really win that fight quickly, and that worries me. I think that's why I'm picking her to win.
It's a good point. I'm hoping, being at Cejudo's, gym, I'm hoping Triple C has been like, hey, try this ankle pick to a knee lock, So
right, yeah. Man,
maybe T-City's showing her that nasty triangle.
That guy is a great coach. As much crap as he gets from everyone, I mean, he's an Olympian, 2-time champion. The guy knows what he's doing, straight.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up.
He's not where he is for no reason.
Right.
And work ethic and knowledge.
Yeah.
Maybe beat DJ.
Maybe. Man, that's interesting. All right. And next up, we have the old man, Francisco Trinaldo. Ooh, so I'm sorry, man. Versus Danny Roberts. Man, Danny Roberts, to me, I can't remember what your turn of mine. Sorry, I'll just go with it. Danny Roberts hasn't evolved much as a fighter. If you ask me, he's primarily a striker. He's taken a lot of damage. He takes a lot of damage in all of his fights. To me, his defense isn't that great. Trinaldo, man, he's super well rounded. He's been in the game forever. Some people question if he's even older than he actually is, man. It's funny. He's got great grappling and wrestling. Dude's got super explosive takedowns. Danny Roberts, he's super technical. He starts out very good, but as soon as he gets hit a couple times, he just kind of goes crazy. He loses all of his technicality and just starts going crazy. Trinaldo, he's still got power at his age. I think he's gonna look for bigger moments and set up his shots as well. To whereas Danny Roberts is gonna look for volume, try to out pressure him. Man, Danny Roberts is like a decade younger than this guy. He's a bigger guy as well. Danny Roberts has fought at 170. I think this fight's at 155. So he should be a bigger guy. What do you think on this, Matt?
So I know Trinaldo is old, but he ages like fine wine. He reminds me of Romero in that aspect where he gets better as he gets older.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a short fight. Roberts, he has the Yancey Medeiros, the Diaz brothers mentality of I'm gonna go in swinging.
Just scrap.
But he also, he's gonna scrap, but he gets hit, and his chin hasn't held up like it, you hope. So I think Trinaldo gets the KO, but I think it's going to be exciting as long as it lasts.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of want to pick Danny Roberts just because he's a younger guy, but I just it's hard to go with him just because of his style and I think I'm gonna go with you on this one. Yeah. I think Trinaldo's gonna win it for sure.
I got him in one of my parlay picks for the prelims.
You're that confident in him? All right.
I am.
Sounds good.
It's a good payout too.
All right. Matt says bet on Trinaldo. You heard it first here.
I'd say I'm never wrong, but
hey, you can't win them
this
all.
one, I'm confident on this one.
Hey, all right. Cool. I like it. Yeah. I think, and I think they say power's the last to go, and I think you're right. He's probably is going to catch him with something, and end the fight. I like it. Right. Next up, we have Marcos Rogerio de Lima versus Blagoy Ivanov. What are your thoughts, Matt?
Those are some names.
Right. Oh my God. Oof. I should start looking these up and.
I went back and forth on them, and de Lima, he's good. He's got a chance. It's heavyweight, so everyone's got a chance.
Right.
But Ivanov is the last person to beat Tai Tuivasa.
Nice.
By KO. And I think he's gonna get another KO. He did lose to, Derek Lewis, so he's not invincible. But as heavyweights do, I think he's gonna get the KO. But again, it's heavyweight. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Yeah. Man, I definitely gotta agree with you on this one. De Lima, in my opinion, he kind of has a bad gas tank, man. He does have good wrestling and KO power, but I just think Ivanov is too durable for him, and he's hard to take down. Even with De Lima's good wrestling, he's going to be too hard to take down. Plus, on the bad side, De Lima has bad takedown offense himself. He does have some good leg kicks. He needs to mix those in and try to use them to slow him down a little bit. I just don't think he will. Ivanov, man, he's such a great striker. He works in his grappling. There is a question. He's been out for like 2 years. So could he have some ring rust? He is kind of weird. He comes in forward a lot where he just blitzes forward. And I think he could get hit coming in forward because De Lima's style is kind of where he waits for a guy to come in, he counters you, and then he moves forward. So that does scare me a little bit, but not a whole lot. I think Ivanov has faced higher competition. I think he's going to work his clinch control. He might be at a little bit of a speed disadvantage, but I just think he can take the shot, man. And like you said, he beat Taito Havasa. He also beat Fedor in his prime to become the Sambo champion or something like that. Man, he beat Fedor in his prime. So he should beat this guy.
And you know what they say? Every fight starts on its feet. So
yes,
each round,
exactly.
He's got 3 chances.
So, yeah, I think he's gonna win this one for sure. Yes.
I agree.
Nice. Sweet. All right. Next up, we got Brandon Royval versus Matt Schnell. And Matt Schnell, I think people have figured him out at this point, man, where he just doesn't have a tough chin, you know. He can get knocked out. He's got great skill, man. He's got offensive and defensive grappling. I just think his chin is just too big of an issue at this point. Brandon Royval is unorthodox. He can out scramble. He's got power. He just needs to time his counter, man. Plus Matt Schnell, he's had weight cutting issues. Is he going to make weight? I think this is going to, it could come down to who wants to take it to the ground. And I think Matt Schnell is going to try and go for takedowns super quick. I just don't think he's going to be able to get the victory that way. I'm going with Brandon Royval. What about you?
So I had Brandon Royval all the way. I was going through all the fights. And then I started thinking, yes, Royval is 100% on his takedowns in the UFC. That's 2 for 2. Schnell, yeah, he gets clipped, he gets KO'd, but he's been impressive in his last few fights. And he's a pressure fighter. I think he's going to go in with Aljamain's idea against Jan, and just even if you're 2 for 22 on takedowns, just keep trying. And I think he's gonna eke one out.
Nice.
Going for the big upset.
Okay. We're split on this one. I'm going with Brandon Royval. Matt's going with no chin, Matt Schnell.
That's a good one.
He does have he does. I think he could have some good fight IQ, a good game plan, get those takedowns right out the bag, something like that. That is a good possibility for sure. So I like where your head's at.
And he is a plus 205, so.
Oof.
Yeah.
Hey, that's good money, man. That's good money for sure.
It's a risk, but again, he's been there longer. So hopefully he didn't peak.
Every
and if
day
it
you
makes
make
weight,
the risk,
yeah.
MMA, anything can happen. That's why I'm a big, I don't know the word, but I always say, man, never bet more than you have to lose. You should bet for fun, not to win money. When you're out to bet to win big money, you always lose for some reason. When you need the money when you need the money, you need to win the most. You don't think clearly, and you just see the big numbers and you put the money down, and it just never works out that way, man. It just never does, So just bet for fun, bet to win a little bit of money, something to play around with, because you enjoy MMA, because you enjoy the fights. Don't expect to get rich off of it.
Good advice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next up, Macy Chisson versus Norma Dumont. What are your thoughts, man?
So I thought I was going to go in this one and have a huge breakdown. They're both featherweights. Dumont has been in the UFC, has won some, lost some. Chisson, I think she fought at 135 a few times in the UFC. I could be wrong.
A couple times, I think, yeah.
But I don't think she has the cardio. And I think Dumont is going to get it done. She's a little more balanced. So I'm going with Dumont.
Yeah, man. Dumont just came off of a 5-round win over Aspen Ladd. Man, she's got that cardio. Man. Yeah, I like Norma Dumont on this one. I'm thinking about actually betting on her. She's just constantly evolving. She's got great grappling and subs. I think she's going to push the pace with her cardio to win, man. I think that's how she's going to win. Macy, man, she uses her clinch to rough girls up. She does have some heavy striking. She just got a bad gas tank, man. She's got good pressure and volume, but she's a little sloppy. Again, that clinch, that her clinch game is tight, man. So you never know. She could clinch her up, and Norma Dumont might not know what to do with it. I just don't see that happening. I think she's gonna just get too tired, and Norma Dumont's gonna be able to out aggressive her with it because of the holes in Macy's grappling. Her Norma Dumont's volume and movement on her feet, and her being more well-rounded, is just gonna she's gonna be able to break Macy at some point, get her too tired. Yeah, I like Norma Dumont. I think about using her in a parlay, something like that for sure.
It's a good bet. Because again, women's featherweight is kind of like men's heavyweight. Anything can happen.
Yeah, right. I like it. I like it.
They hold a little more power.
Right. Yeah. I love seeing the women with power third round too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So always makes for some great fights.
Speaking of great fight, this next one.
Yeah, Randy Brown versus Kalinn Chaos Williams. What do you think?
So I'm going with Chaos Williams.
Yeah.
But it's because he's got that thing. He's got, that touch, the touch of night.
Man, dude got so much power.
And Rude Boy, he's talented. He's got really good grappling. I would say it's weird because he has a gas tank, but he is definitely a grappler based where they look tired, but they're not. But Colby Covington, Bilal Muhammad, they're the same way. They look like they're tired, but they still keep pressing.
It's a great mental game, man. And
yeah.
That's why wrestlers are so good, man.
I just think Chaos just gets him, catches that chin and finishes it.
Right. I'm with you on that one, man. I'm picking Chaos. Even though Randy Brown's the better, more skilled fighter, and usually you should pick the better skilled fighter. I like last week, Johan Lines, man. I just thought he was going to get that knockout, but Gabe Green broke him, man. He literally broke that guy with the body shots, and he just wore him down. I just don't see that happening to Chaos, man. Dude is super dangerous, man. He throws lots of hooks, and he's super durable. Plus, he's got that knockout power. Randy Brown, man, he needs to get that takedown. He has made a ton of improvements, but I think he's going to be trying to look for a sub too much. He doesn't check leg kicks. He's kind of a taller guy, so he kind of holds his chin high, he spars too much or something because you can just kind of lean back and lean your head high against other guys, and that's dangerous in a real fight. And I think that's how he's going to get knocked out, man.
Neil Magny does that too.
Yeah,
and then they throw that lazy jab to try to keep the range.
Yeah, Chaos. No.
He's gonna go forward and he's gonna throw that weird speed bag,
and then he's gonna lead, and then he's gonna hook him, and bam.
Yep.
Randy Brown is athletic, man. He's strong, man. He's good with his ranges. He's technically he's fought, he's got better experience against better guys, but I think Chaos himself is a decent wrestler, and he should be able to keep it standing. He should be able to stuff some takedowns. I think eventually Randy Brown could get a couple takedowns on him, but I think his wrestling will hold up, and man, Chaos will get a knockout eventually. I see it.
He's got 15 minutes.
Right.
He went 15 minutes before, and he looked as fresh as he did. in the first minute. So we know he's got a gas tank.
Yeah.
I'm sure his power, it stays with him the whole fight. It's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I like it. All right. I think we're getting into the main card now. We got Donald Cerrone versus Joe Lauzon. Man, what do you think?
So this main card alone it's stacked.
Man, crazy.
You got the fight for the old fans, you got fights for the casual fans, and you got fights for old school tough. With this one, Cerrone and Lauzon, both old, early
tail end of
2000s.
their careers for sure.
Yeah, it's perfect matchup. They're gonna do for the fans. We're not gonna see much wrestling and grappling. It's gonna be a stand up, and it's gonna be 15 minutes of it. But I think Cerrone is just gonna. I think he's gonna go old school. Get those kicks. He's gonna Muay Thai, kickbox.
Oh man, he's got great kicks, man. Those kicks are dangerous.
Oh yeah. Kind of hope, maybe he'll do one of those question mark kicks like he did against Matt Brown.
Hey, that would be sweet.
So night.
Right,
that would be.
Right.
But I'm going Cerrone. He's gonna find his rhythm. He's gonna mix in his kicks, and he's gonna get it done.
Man, oof. I'm gonna disagree on this one, man. I'm not 100% sure it's gonna be a striking battle. I think Lauzon, if he's smart, he should look for a takedown and look for a stud. I know Cerrone has been focusing more on his grappling. He's done some grappling tournaments. He's on a losing streak though. I think Lauzon, since they're both getting older, he's gonna have to fight smarter. And I think he knows he probably won't be able to knock out Cerrone. So I think he is going to try and go for a takedown at some point and look to sub him out, because I think Lauzon is the better submission fighter between the two of them. And he can clearly win. And even though Cerrone has a ton of submission victories on his record, I think Joe Lauzon could sub him in this one. I really do.
But most of Cerrone's decisions come from him getting the back. So
good point. Oof, I might change my mind on this one. I don't know.
If Lauzon gets him down, he can control him. He's more wrestling based than Cerrone is. And
sure.
Most wrestling based fighters, they're heavy. Like they can hold you down. So if it's not a stand-up battle, Lauzon. But I think it's going to be for the fans, and they're going to stand up. Cerrone all the way.
And it could be Joe Lauzon's last fight in the UFC. So you could be onto something. They want to go out with the bang, give the fans a show.
They're both old enough. It could be both their last fight.
Right. So yeah, that is a good point. I think Joe Lauzon should use his fight IQ in this one. I don't know. I've said that before, and it doesn't held up. Like, hey, just like Charles Jourdain, dude, the guy he just fought had a clear path to victory, and he didn't really use it. Dude kind of didn't go too hard, stuffed his takedown, and got knocked out for it. So
yeah,
I've been wrong before.
Like Hamzat's coach said, going in between the second and third round, we have a game plan for a reason. You got to stick to it. So
right.
If you don't, you get knocked out.
For sure. All right. Then we got Mauricio Shogun Rua versus OSP, Vincent St. Peru. Shout out Tennessee fighter. Fights out of Knoxville. OSP, I've seen him fight live in Tennessee several times. Back in the day, back when he was like super in his prime, just getting started. So cool.
All right, don't beat me up.
I can't.
Typically, OSP seems to only win if he gets a lucky jab and sinks in that Von Flue, or he gets a good sprawl and gets that Von Flue. However, I think Shogun is older. He's on his way out too.
Yeah.
And I think OSP's he's getting up there in age, but
OSP is 39 and Shogun's 40.
yeah, so I think OSP gets it done. It's gonna be a good fight for I think technical. But it's gonna be boring. I think they're gonna both try to fight at range. One's gonna look for the knockout, one's gonna look for the defensive attack, and I think OSP gets it by a split decision.
Interesting. This is a rematch fight. These guys fought a long time ago. OSP knocked him out with his check left hook. I think OSP's check left hook is one of his best punches. OSP is a better grappler. I think Shogun might look to counter that by pushing him against the cage. Shogun, he's quick, man. He can blitz you and hold you up against the cage, and that could be bad for OSP. I don't know. I think OSP could counter left him again when he comes in. OSP's been fighting at heavyweight lately, though, and this fight's at light heavyweight. So I'm kind of questioning if he's going to make weight. I think OSP can take the shots. I think he's going to be bigger than Shogun, and he's got good kicks, man, too. I think those kicks are going to make a difference. Shogun's wrestling defense isn't very good, man. So I'm with you. I see OSP winning this one for sure.
I think it's going to be a grappling match, but I think the first round is going to be awkward, just because jiu-jitsu's in Shogun's blood, and so I think it's going to be an awkward range battle in the first round, and then slowly transition into grappling.
Nice. Yeah. I think, yeah. Right. He's going to try and push him up against the cage, and it's going to force him to grapple for sure. Yeah. If he doesn't land that left hook knockout.
Yeah.
Again.
On the back foot.
Yes. On the back foot. Exactly. Yeah. All right. The people's main event, like you said, everybody is interested in this fight. We got Tony Ferguson taking on Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler, another Tennessee fighter. He's more recently, he's moved to Nashville. He set up a gym there. So I got to give a shout out to another Tennessee fighter there. Oh, man. I don't know, man. Michael Chandler, to me, he's an elite fighter, man. He's in great shape, man. You just look at the guy and you're like, damn, this dude needs to be tested. He's got great wrestling. He looks for the takedown. I don't think he's going to stand there and trade with Tony Ferguson. I think he's going to try and get control time on him. Man, Tony Ferguson is on a huge losing streak, man. A lot of people question if this guy is done or not. I think Tony Ferguson, one of his best weapons is that front kick to the body. Man, he's just really good at it, man, to me. Dude's a super grinder. He's got amazing heart. This guy is not going to quit. I mean, he got his arm ripped off and still kept fighting. There is a question of, are we going to see that version of Tony or not, though? Can he get Chandler to the ground? Can he get him take down and sub him? There is a real possibility that Ferguson can sub Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler, man, he when he gets hurt or he gasses, he always adverts to his wrestling, and I think Tony can use that to his advantage. We talked about this earlier, man, dude. He man, his ACL, he was only out for like 6 months, and that's like super quick for the ACL. Normal ACL time is like at least 9 months, something like that. Plus, dude has taken a ton of damage. I mean, he's just got the beat down. So, man, that's a super huge worry. Like, is Tony done, or is he going to be able to come back and win this one? I really, if Tony loses this one, he's probably going to be out of the UFC. He can probably still fight. at lower level competition and still finish off his career and make some good money. But it'll probably never work his way back to the UFC if he loses this one, in my opinion. I think I'm going to pick Michael Chandler in this one, honestly. What do you think, man?
So I went back and forth on this one too.
Hard.
Ferguson, he's 38 or 39.
Yeah,
he's a lot older than people think and realize. Before his knee injury, he was very unorthodox. He wouldn't go for a double leg takedown. He'd go for a Granby roll, So
right. Yeah.
And then after the knee injury, he fought Kevin Lee. No, that was before the knee injury. When he fought Kevin Lee, was on his back doing work. Came back from the knee injury. I think he had a win in there. And then when he fought Oliveira, he just did not look the same.
Yeah.
That could have been because when the fight got postponed, he still cut weight, then gained all that weight, then cut it back again.
Yep. Man, that messes with your body so much, man. Much.
And I just think that may have had an effect, but I think Chandler's gonna get it done. He's gonna pressure him. He's gonna revert to wrestling when he needs. And Ferguson likes to fight off his back, but I don't think he's gonna like to fight a grinder off of his back.
Yeah.
Chandler's like Khabib. Yeah, he's gonna smash him.
Yeah. And that's
it. Ain't going 3 rounds. It should be a 5-rounder. It ain't going.
Yeah, I agree too, man. This should be a 5-round fight, man, for sure. Both
I like this. They need to do it more.
I do.
They did it with Diaz and stuff. Just especially fights like this. It's for the fans. Give us 5 rounds.
Yeah, that would be cool. That if they could somehow figure out a way to do that besides main event fights.
Dana White, I know you're not listening. Give us 5 rounds.
They just did it for someone else. I can't remember, but it was weird. It was supposed to be a main event. Who was it? It was I got his name on the tip of my tongue too. Dang it.
I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up.
It was
had this up.
The Brazilian guy. He was supposed to fight Connor, but they didn't. They ended up not fighting. What's his name? He's got a mustache now. Crap.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Dos Anjos.
Rafael Dos Anjos. Thank you. Yeah, they just did it for the Dos Anjos fight, and the other guy he just demolished. So I mean, it can happen. Yeah, Dos Anjos. Thank you.
And that was a short notice fight too.
And it was short notice. And he still agreed to 5 rounds. He was like,
and he fought 2 weeks before.
Dude was on the airplane, went home to Brazil, came right back on like a super long flight, well couldn't wait. Like, dude, how dumb can you be? Like, you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Yeah, especially against the Hispanic Luigi.
Man, dude. I said Brazilian, he's Hispanic. Yeah, Dos Anjos. Yeah. Good.
No, he's Brazilian.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah.
I just wanted to encompass all of the Hispanic heritage.
Yeah. Right. So it can be done. Let's make some more 5-round fight happens. All right. We are on to the co-main event. It's a title fight. It's a rematch. These two fought for the inaugural strawweight fight of 7 years ago. We got Rose Namajunas versus Carla Esparza. Oh, man, you should be excited for this one. Carla took the first one, but, man, Rose is a completely different fighter this time around. I don't think we're going to see the same fight as we did last time. In my opinion, Rose says it all the time. She's the best, man. I just think Carla, man, she really doesn't have much on her feet, man. She's kind of set in her ways. She just uses her wrestling, and she panics when she can't get the takedown. And she just shoots she just shoots straight in for the takedown. She doesn't set it up good enough. And Rose has amazing takedown defense. It's great. Plus, she's a better striker than she was when they first fought. She mixes in her combos and her kicks. She's got some hella power in my mind. I think she can sub you. I think Rose has become the full package. She's also learned how to sweep. So if Carla does get a takedown and gets on top, she's going to sweep her off of her. I see Rose winning this fight, hands down. I would bet money on it. What do you think, Matt?
So I agree. Rose is going to win. She fought Carla in 2014. So she was 22, 21 years old.
Yeah. She was just beginning her career.
Yeah, I think she had 4 fights before
something like
even
that.
going into the Ultimate Fighter. She's grown. Carla, she peaked.
She's still the same fighter she was, even though she's worked her way back to a title fight somehow. She's still the same fighter.
Her grappling, she's been given matches where her strengths outweigh theirs.
Yes, good point.
She takes them down. If she doesn't get that takedown, when she fought Joanna, she couldn't get that takedown. She panicked. She forgot about defense.
Yeah.
She forgot how to strike. She was just reaching for the legs.
Yes.
I think Rose is going to piece her up.
Rose is going to make her pay for that, bro. And Rose is she's probably mad about losing the first time to her, not mad, but she wants to get that win back. She's been collecting all those losses,
Shaved head Rose is way meaner than tough Rose.
I love Rose, man.
I do too.
She's one of my favorite female fighters. So I might be a little bit biased, but I still think she's gonna win this one.
I'm biased too, because I like her story.
Yeah.
She empowers. She's very emotional.
Right.
And
you
can tell she's a human.
I just love that feeling and that energy she gives off, because I kind of feel the same way. Like I'm kind of an emotional person. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I got a fight coming up June 18th. I've worked it in my head a million times, thinking about the win, cried just thinking about it, things like that. So I can relate so much to her, man. So that's why I just like her so much. Yeah. All right. Main event time. Another title fight on the line. We got Charles do Bronx Oliveira versus Justin Gaethje. What do you think, man?
So I'm going to go based off of Gaethje's first title defense. We watched it together.
Yes.
And I was talking so much shit, saying Gaethje's got to stop the takedown. Going to KO Khabib.
Right.
Pretty sure I lost money on that one.
Ooh.
It was a complete opposite of what I expected.
It's crazy.
Oliveira, he's a grappler, but he hides it well behind his strike. He's a good striker, and he's good grappling. He got the IQ. He knows when to throw it in, when not to.
Yes. Yep.
I think with Gaethje, he's going to throw it in a little more and a little quicker.
Probably.
Gaethje's a beast.
Because
Gaethje's a wrestler, but doesn't use it. And I think that's going to hurt him. I'm going to Oliveira. He keeps that belt. And still.
2 and stills on the night. Man, I agree. I'm going to go with Charles. Just because 2 Charles. No. Justin Gaethje, he's a real threat, though, man. He's got great hooks. I think he has some of the best leg kicks in the game.
Oh, those leg kicks.
So quick, man. Gaethje has volume. I think he doesn't really have much striking defense up the middle. And some of Charles Oliveira's best work is his knee and his jab up the middle. And that's really gonna make a difference against Gaethje. Plus, like you said, he's got a great sub game. He's so well-rounded. Man, people are just saying Gaethje's going to knock him out because Oliveira gets dropped in pretty much every fight. But he gets up so quick. And I think that's where the fight really starts, man. When Oliveira get dropped, he just enters his own world and turns it on. It's just something about him where it just happens every time.
Well, the Chandler fight, he got
Exactly.
dropped, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's over."
Right,
And then next thing you know, he was like, "Oh, your neck. Good night."
Thank you. Yeah. So I see something similar to that playing out. Oliveira saying he'll stand and trade with him. I think he's just saying that to kind of get into his head a little bit. He probably will stand and trade with him, but not for too long because he knows he has real power and he's a real threat. So
I think he's gonna feel that first leg kick, and he's gonna say, "Okay, let's go to my game plan." And
he's not gonna want to play that game no more.
yeah, he's gonna go for the clinch, throw a knee, and then drag him down against the cage. And I don't know if you remember the Poirier fight when he said, "If I took one more leg kick, I was done."
Dude, yeah.
And so he hobbled his way to the cage, got in the clinch, and did work.
Right.
And I think Olivier is gonna go to the clinch work early and often.
Yeah, he's got great heart too. I think this one does present a little bit of worry with Gaethje's power, so I probably wouldn't bet on the main event. Again, I've said it before. I tend to stay away from main events anyway. I would just enjoy this one. It's going to be super exciting without putting some money on it anyway, and all the thrills are there already, so you don't need to make it extra exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I can't wait to watch them with you. Me and Matt usually watch all the numbered events together, and most of the other events as well. Yeah, we have a real good time doing it. So, hey, you can get in on the watching too. Let us know what you think. Hey, this has been the first ever episode of Two Guys in a Cage. We are super excited to bring you more content. Please check us out. If you like it, please subscribe to our channel. If you really like it, share it to your friends. Let them know about us. We're coming. We know we're pretty new. We're not going to get them all right. You never do. But we just look to give you great insights. We love MMA, and we love to share our knowledge. Matt, you got any final thoughts?
For the first show, we can only go up from here. We're going to improve. Yeah. Maybe we can, get some hookups, bring some undercard fighters or regional fighters, get their knowledge.
That would be
especially you're in the fire, you got training and fighting.
Yeah,
I'm just on the sideline.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, bringing some guests.
I love reading about it.
Say that again.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to.
I love reading about it. I love studying it without actually doing it. Insurance is a bitch.
Yeah, right. Yes, sir. Yeah. It ain't no fun when you're getting your butt kicked and you're always hurting and sore and it's a hard life to live, that's for sure. Man, hey, I just want to thank you for coming out. I appreciate your time. I look forward to the next one. I had a blast. So thank you so much, man.
Have a good night.
You too.